really didn't want to edit much. I didn't want to get ready. I didn't want to do lighting. I didn't want to do anything. And I just wanted to like shoot a video that I thought would be beneficial in some sort of way. And it was like just like raw and natural. So alrighty, I got dressed for YouTube. That's it. That's all that's happening. Thankfully, I did my hair last night, so it still looks kind of half-ass pretty. Now, this video was going to be about, and now I'm getting actually caught. Why I don't watch porn anymore. Let's be honest, like back in the day I used to watch porn. Nothing too crazy, nothing overload. I think maybe I had a few times where I would like kind of get into it and like maybe for like a week or so I'd watch an hour every night, but I was never really crazy into it, but for sure I watch it here and there for fun, kind of. Really just for like, oh wow, like look at this. Look at this. Like, wow, look at this. And like sometimes you would get down this like rabbit hole of like, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is even crazier. It was like that shit can go too crazy. I don't even know where these people get these ideas. Like, for some reason in my mind, I will always remember the craziest thing that I seen was, well, I don't know if it's even the crazy, but like for some reason it just stuck in my mind as crazy AF is this girl sitting on a pylon. Like that is just ridiculous. Like what? Where did you get the idea? Like, anyways, so maybe sometimes I watch TIFF just for the shock factor, and it's similar to like just watching a bad like fall or fail or just, you know, I mean, even Game of Thrones has like shock factor. So I think like when I started to become spiritual and then I felt like somewhat disconnected, like super disconnected from porn. Like I felt like I was like, these people are just the shittiest actors, the shittiest actors. And I feel like no emotion from it. So I think I was getting more in tune with like emotion and stuff like that. Like I felt nothing real from it, nothing authentic. I just didn't connect with it. And I was like, this is lame. Like I'm over this whole shock factor and like, so I really just barely ever watched it to the point where like for the last I'd say like 5 or 7 years, like maybe watched it like maybe once every 2 months or something like that for like 10 minutes or something. And then recently, the guy that I am seeing, we decided to watch it for fun, you know. I think it's like something to do. You know, sometimes it can be something to do, switch it up. And so we were watching it, and lo and behold, randomly, some girl popped up on there who he was following on TikTok. And he was like, oh my goodness, like this is that girl that I watch her like videos. Her videos were like those ones that go, no, 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 no. I don't even know. It's like the worst example ever. It's like this song that on TikTok where it's like, no, 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 and then they just go around do stupid shit around someone who they try to like disturb and disrupt and someone who's like focused on work or something, and maybe they dress up in a stupid outfit. Like it was just like super non-sexual, her TikTok. And he was like, oh my goodness, like I thought this girl was like innocent and everything, and like now she's here on the porn. And actually she was like not just like one video, it was like a lot. Like it showed her having like close to 600,000 subscribers on this website or something like that. So then we decided to watch her video, and I have never gotten like jealous or insecure, envious about watching a porn video. But there was something about the fact that he had already been following her, and he did mention like, oh yeah, I follow her on TikTok. And I know he does because I always see and hear her videos, and I was like, that's cool. But now that he had this connection with her there, and then he was bringing it into this porn realm. And he also mentioned that he's like, yeah, I thought she was just cute. Like, that's cool. You thought she's cute, but now she's cute you like her videos, and now she's doing porn, and on top of it, she had like a perfect body, perfect entire body. Everything was perfect. Everything. And like there just wasn't a flaw in her. And then he just seems so into it. And he's just like, and I could see why he would be like, maybe if Justin Bieber came out with a porn video, all of a sudden I'd be like, you know what I mean? So I just felt disturbed on an even deeper level, kind of like a jealousy, insecure level, I guess. And I was just like, really, like, I have never like been like, I need this to like enjoy my sex life. And it just kind of felt like he really needed it at that moment. And it didn't even feel like I was in the room. Like he was like, he didn't even know I was there. So then I was like disturbed. I was in this like, I could just feel like this discomfort and like, in a sense, like almost maybe anger or just annoyance or frustration, something, just energy that I didn't like. And I couldn't actually sleep. And he went to sleep, and I actually had to go to the other room to go to sleep because I was just so uncomfortable. And because I'm super spiritual and everything like that, and like I have a strong faith in God, I was like, I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna ask God, like, why do I feel like this? And like, what is it? What is this all about? And so I ended up getting the answer that this like happened so that I could stop ever watching porn. I guess it was the way to really get me to pay attention to that, like, this is not needed in my life whatsoever at all. Not even for a minute. I did not need to be even logging into that site and supporting that. And I kind of got like these like messages like this, that like porn is so much more than just like, oh, just like fleeting fun. It is so much more than that. It causes so many problems, whether it be porn addiction and then ruining a relationship, or ruining even the way in which the man functions. So maybe he becomes like unable to uh, properly perform without porn. And then I seen like, you know, it just like these weird flashes. I don't know how to explain it. Just like of all these problems that porn brings about, including like kidnappings, and then this it was like a video or something I seen where families in poor countries were actually forcing their children to do porn to pay for their life, like for living. And so it was like families taking advantage of their children. It was pedophilia, and then showing too like that sometimes pedophilia can be developed because like for me there was a point where way back in the day where I did kind of go down that rabbit hole of like it had to get kinkier and weirder and creepier, kind of like where it started like, oh, just like simple, then it was like instead of one dick it was two dicks. Like, I don't know, it was just like I was like, whoa, 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 like it, that can happen into pedophilia. um there was just so many negatives about porn that came into my mind. It's almost like the history of anything I've ever seen that was negative, that was attached to porn, it was kind of propelled forward because like of our desire for porn. And that I was another contributor to that problem because I was clicking on the website, even if it was only, you know, 3 or 4 times a year or whatever. And that I just didn't need to be a part of that anymore. And if I wanted to make a difference in that world, even another thing that showed in my mind was like, I remember this one girl, she was like, there's been one time that I was raped in porn. Like, it was not what we agreed upon. It was not in the contract. It was nothing I was open to. It wasn't anything I was prepared for. And because I was already there on set, I just didn't know how to handle it. And I just couldn't say no. And I was literally being raped. And she said that she'll always remember the fact that one of her fans saw her in public and came up to her and told her, "Oh, I'm a really big fan of you. My favorite video of you is," and it was the one where she was being raped, where in her mind she truly was being raped. And it was traumatic for her. And even just him saying that to her disturbed her like greatly. So many stories, so many videos I've seen like where it brings about too much negativity to be worth the risk. And I just needed to stop being a part of that, including, my partner. And so I had a discussion with him the next day, and I told him like how it made me feel, and then also the messages I got from God about how this was not something that we needed to take part in anymore. So yeah, that's really why I don't watch porn anymore. I don't know. I thought it would be something that would be worthwhile sharing and maybe help someone else be a part of the movement of stopping it. Stopping the so many things, like the amount of effed up shit that goes on in porn. And like if you really search for it, like if you just look into it, you'll find it like people's horrible, horrible horror stories about it. So yeah, I don't know. That's really about it for that video. I'm gonna try to shoot another video after this, just rambling and doing very minimal editing and just speaking from my heart. Have a great day. Bye.